Hey guys, it's Steven again at Bottom of the Map Tactical. Coming to y'all a few days later than what I expected to get out here. And man, you know, it's a sad day because of the mass shooting that just happened at Sutherland Springs in Texas at the church where, you know, people were just going where they thought they would be at a safe place to worship the Lord and had no idea that some crazed maniac was going to come in with a AR-15 and start spraying the congregation. You know, I don't know if I've seen a lot of different stuff on there. I don't know if it's political or if he was affiliated with some radical group or whatnot, or if he was just mad at some in-laws like they're saying now. I don't know. And I don't care. I'm not sure if Texas allows guns in churches or to have a security team or whatnot, but I know they need to take a good, long, hard look at why this happened. I know it started with he shouldn't have never been able to own a gun. Obviously, a domestic violence charge, or even a discharge from the military. I know a dishonorable discharge is on the ATF paper that you fill out to get a gun, and it's my understanding that he went in there and bought these guns legally, passed a background check. Obviously somebody in the Air Force dropped the ball and didn't report his status and his convictions to the FBI, to the NICS background check. So, that's one problem. But another problem is, I hate to say it, and it's sad this day and age that we have to do this, but churches need to have armed security guards. If that's something that we've learned from Charleston, South Carolina, Texas now, Tennessee, there's places all over that are churches. People look at churches like soft targets. Like, there's a lot of people there. A lot of people don't agree with the Christian religion or any church at all, and they look at that as a soft target and somewhere where they think they're going to meet the least amount of resistance or somebody to fight back, and there's going to be a lot of people there. Our church that I go to, we have a security team now. We've had one for a while, and we had an incident this past Sunday where some strange random man was upstairs walking around, and we didn't know who he was. They came and got me because they didn't know I had a gun, but I have a gun on me if I'm awake, period. Sometimes when I'm asleep. So they come and got me, and I went out there and confronted the guy. He was strange acting. I don't know if he was under the influence or what, but they came and got me. I was the only man up there with 50 kids up there and some more women. My wife and my sister-in-law and my other sister-in-law and a couple more teachers. We teach class on Sunday up there. And this guy made it by security somehow, made it upstairs. And he might not have been a threat at all, but it was a strange situation, He didn't know I had my gun behind my back the whole time, just in case. But either way, now after that, Sunday night, I decided I was going to be on the legit security team and have a radio upstairs in case something like that happens, But just thankfully, I had a weapon just in case this guy meant any harm, And if he would have, there would have been somebody there to offer some resistance. Maybe he wouldn't have been able to do anything he wanted to do if he had any ill intentions, since I had a gun and I could offer some resistance. And, I try to train 2 to 3 times a week shooting. I'm out here right now because I'm going to be on the security team now, and I was practicing a lot, but now I'm going to practice a lot more, You see, I'm out here. This is the gun I'm going to be carrying if I'm called to work security on a certain day. It'll be the Glock 19 Gen 4. And, I'm out here going to put 150 rounds through today just to see, make sure everything's running smooth, because it's sad, but this day and age, we have got to have security at churches. These gun-free zones are targets. That's all it is to it. And I know all the liberals and the Democratic people and the anti-gun people are saying they're calling for gun control. It seems like here in the every week now we're having an incident with an AR-15. But They are killing machines. I'm not going to argue that at all. Actually, I own one. I'm going to shoot it here today to make sure my scope's sighted in. But this is the problem. Mental health. I don't want to sound like Trump, but I mean, this is my main argument for anti-gun people. And I agree there's something should be done to make sure that it's not as easy for these criminals to get these guns. But let me tell you something. Guns don't shoot people. The triggers don't pull themselves. How many times do I have to say this? It takes somebody to pull that trigger. That gun didn't walk itself in that church and start pulling the trigger by itself. It took a lunatic. And this is, we're trying to politicize it and blame the AR-15. Blame the Air Force. They didn't report like they were supposed to. Had his offenses been reported, he would have never had these guns. But let me be honest with you, because I don't actually believe what I just said. Criminals are going to get the tools that they need to do the harm that they want to do, no matter what. There's a black market. You can ban all guns if you want to. The criminals are not going to listen to. Criminals don't obey laws. They don't. They're not listening. They're not going to care. Criminals are going to get guns, no matter what laws you put out there. You can ban every gun out there all the way to a BB gun. The criminals are still going to have AR-15s and AK-47s and Uzis and everything else you can think of. So all you're going to do if you start trying to ban guns and decriminal and like just ban AR-15s and everything else, all you're doing is taking gun rights away from law-abiding citizens, because the criminals don't obey laws. Pass every law you want to, any law you want to, it doesn't matter. Criminals don't obey laws, or these people wouldn't be shooting innocent people. Duh. Come on now. Anything you pass, all it affects is law-abiding citizens like myself and all the other people that I know that are avid shooters and hunters and everything else. That's all you're doing. You're making laws. You're making it harder for law-abiding citizens to protect themselves and his family. In our case, a church congregation or anywhere else. You know, thank the good Lord that there was a guy outside that had a rifle that shot this guy twice before he was able to do any more damage. You know what? Who knows? He wasn't headed down the street to another church or anywhere else to shoot more people. He had more than one. He had three guns. I mean, who knows? He probably wasn't finished. You know, he probably noticed that his mother-in-law and them wasn't in that church. He might have been headed over there to try to find them and shoot them. But luckily, there was a guy with a rifle. And you can tell me any study you want to, anything you want to. I don't care at all. But you tell me that guns in the hands of good law-abiding citizens don't stop crime, then you're an idiot. That's all it is to it. A good guy with a gun that's on scene, whether it be 2 to 3, 4 to 7 to 10 minutes for a police response time, if there's somebody on scene with a gun when something disastrous like this happens, the chances of the more victims that are not going to get shot. That's all it is to it. Somebody there to offer resistance and start putting bullets, because they go in these gun-free zones and they just start shooting standing there, just shooting standing. Nobody's offering any resistance. Everybody's laying on the floor, running, crawling. He's just sitting there shooting. But if somebody over on the other side who's ducked down behind something, who's got a gun, and starts leaning, you know, sticks his head up and puts his gun around the corner and starts popping off rounds at this guy's face, he's going to move. And he's going to start moving around and running, probably fleeing, trying to get away from this guy and saving more victims at the same time. So, you know, whatever. Blame the AR-15 if you want to. You know, maybe the background checks should be harder, but in this case, it didn't even matter because there wasn't proper reporting. So what was a background check going to do if all the information ain't there? You know? So, that's the way I feel about it, but, you know, we're down here at Bottom of the Map Tactical. I'm out here training, trying to make myself a better shooter and a better protector of our church in case This is going to start happening more and more often. I want y'all to know that. And it ain't got nothing to do with the guns. Y'all can talk about it if you want to. This ain't got nothing to do with the guns. This is all about crazy, crazy people. Just look at New York. Dude didn't have a gun. He starts driving down a bike path killing people, just like ISIS told him to do. I mean, look at overseas. They'll get a knife. What you gonna do? Ban knives? Ban vehicles? I mean, once again, I don't want to sound like Trump, but look at Chicago, California, all these gang-related deaths, shootings that happen. They're killing more people every single day with guns. And they got the toughest gun laws in the country. I hate to say it, but we need to do something else. There's something else. I say we put an armed guard everywhere. At the schools, at the churches. The more good people with guns, the better chances we have to stop some criminal or some radicalized maniac with shooting for his cause, trying to kill as many people as he can before the police get there, only to put a bullet in his head so we can't find out any answers to why they did it in the first place. That's what they want. They don't want to go to jail. They ain't going to jail. It's a suicide mission 99% of the time. So you can take the guns away from the law-abiding citizens, and then when the criminals do a mass shooting like this, there's going to be more people dead because there ain't nobody there to stop them. These gun-free zones are retarded. I'll be honest with you, I obey gun-free zones. I carry, but thank the Lord we're down here in South Mississippi. We ain't even got to have a permit to carry a concealed weapon anymore. When's the last time you seen a mass shooting over here? It could be today, it could be tomorrow. It could happen, but chances are very low. Somebody don't come down here acting a fool like that. They know we got guns everywhere. They might come in there and kill 1 or 2 or 3, 4 or 5 people, but nothing major, because the chances are somebody in there has got a pistol on them. And if I can get to my car, I'm gonna have multiple pistols, a shotgun, an AR-15, and I'm going back in there. And if I don't stop him, you gonna make sure he's gonna have some holes in him somewhere. But I don't know. I just wanted to make this video, put my thoughts out there. I'm one person. I'm not a politician. I don't know much, but I know taking the guns out of law-abiding citizens, making it harder for them to get it and protect their family, ain't gonna do nothing but make sure criminals and the government's the only one with guns. And that just don't make sense. All you gotta do is read the Second Amendment. So that's what I'm gonna leave it at. I'm gonna do some more shooting here. I'm gonna try to make myself a better protector of my family and my church congregation, and any innocent person that's around me wherever I might be. This is why I train for this right here. I'm not a cop. I'm just a law-abiding citizen who loves to shoot with a very tactical mindset. I want to thank Federal for giving me the bullets, not giving them, but making them available to me at my Walmart for me to shoot. Glock for making an awesome combat weapon. It's a sad day in America. Stuff like this right here, but sad to say, it's not going to be the last time it happens. So, if you're a law-abiding citizen, get your guns, get to the range, start practicing. Train yourself, because this is only going to get worse. It doesn't matter what laws are passed. It's only going to get worse. So, stay safe, keep calm, and carry on. I love y'all. See you later.